no wash and wear after at that time. So,
Dad, tell him about hitchhiking home.
Tell him about how you got home when they released you from the
how
Navy.
I got what?
How you got home. Where did the
Hitchhike.
train
How you
drop you off?
hitchhike?
Oh, well, how I got home when I got discharged?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we came straight into, from China, we came straight into San Francisco. And I was one of the early ones out because you got 10 points, as you know, for every month you served a service in World War II. You got 1 point there, and you got another point if you served overseas, so you could get 2 points. Well, that's why I was one of the first ones out. I was overseas I like 2 months from 3 years. So I got 2 months. So I got out before some of them got out a half year later. Had more time in than me, but I got out because when the war was over, I had enough points because I got 2 points for every month I served. That's how you got discharged. They discharged everyone that way so they knew when it was coming in to handle them, you know. Anyway, we pulled into San Francisco, and I was one of the early ones. So from San Francisco, on a troop train, they took us to St. Louis. There was Marines and Coast Guard and no Army and Navy. And we got into, this troop train got into St. Louis. That had to be 46, yeah, because that was when the war was over. We got in there, and I don't know if they didn't expect us or what, because we didn't get nothing. We never even got anything to eat. And we slept on the floor and on the benches and like that. We went in there to be discharged. See, that was a discharge center. Well, the thing is, at that time, there was no buses running, so we never got a physical even. All we got was a ruptured duct. We got that from in St. Louis. The reason for the ruptured duct is a gold deal they sewed on your uniform. They called it, I don't know why they called it the ruptured duct, but that was the name of it. The ruptured duct, and that way they said, that when they gave it to us, they said the MPs and FPs are checking everybody real bad because there were a lot of deserters from World War II. But this badge, this patch on your chest will make sure that they know you've been army discharged, so they'll leave you alone. That's all we got, St. Louis. So then we got that. They had my uniform, and after they put the patch on, she said, well, congratulations, you're now a senior, and now a citizen. So there were no buses running in or nothing, so they said the train's coming in maybe tomorrow at 4 o'clock. But it was carrying military stuff, didn't know if we could get on that. It was going to Grand Island. Well, but they said that there's no definite about that. That's the schedule, it may not get here. So I hitchhiked then from there to, because of nobody, I hitchhiked from St. Louis then to St. Paul, Nebraska, because I got home then at 10:30 that night. I got into Grand Island. There's no cars running in because no one had gas. The only way you get gas in, you want to get gas, you could go to county courthouse and you could get a little green slip. And that gave you, if you was qualified, you get 2 gallons of gas. And so that's the only way you could get gas at that time.
So he never had a formal physical or
Huh?
discharge. And so it was because his VA doctor, not Haney, before Haney.
Well, I hitchhiked when I got discharged.
Dr. Gonzalez from the VA up here at Douglas County researched why he wasn't getting any disability. And so his records got lost when they changed the state headquarters from Omaha to Lincoln. And so Dr. Gonzalez dug up his records by his social security number, and after all those years gave him disability back pay.
Because this hand, I used to be a pretty good typist. But
Probably 100%.
this hatch came down on my hand.
It's
and,
not.
And
Even
this
with
was
the-
up in
even with the
Alaska,
hearing?
and they didn't have
Well,
nothing
they
there.
didn't include the hearing.
So when we got
They
into,
did.
I
No.
think it was
Well, you can put that hearing and Well,
Hearing
They just
and-
wrapped it up
and
and
his
sent me
burnt
back to my
redness
ship. So
from
nothing's
being out on the
ever done.
ocean.
So I can't type.
Dad, tell
I
him how
can't
you
use his
got
hands
he
or
got
anything.
skin
What?
cancer on his ear because tell him how you couldn't wear your cap on the ship because of the wind.
So he
Well,
had a
they know
big
that.
chunk of skin cancer on his
Well,
ear.
maybe not, because that during the war, here about a year ago, I had a big chunk of my ear taken out, and I kept using cortisone 10 and everything, and it healed it up and healed it up, and it would go away and then it'd come right back. This went on for about a year, so then I went over to VA and they looked at it and they said, "Well, you got a sun horn." And what the hell is a sun horn? I said, "Well, you've been in the ocean a long time." I said, "Yeah, South Pacific, there's no winter down there through the year. It's 12 months a year, it's all summer, hotter than a pistol, you know." And so that's what they said caused the sun horn. And they took it in and it was malignant. This is just a year ago when I had that.
Yeah.
But he told us he got a thorn from the rose bush out there, so
Huh?
we came to town once and it was really icky,
Well,
so I yanked it out.
Gonzalez, the
'Cause we
VA, he
Uh,
said, "How much money are you getting from the VA for your pension?" I said, "I never got it." He said, "Well, you're eligible." He said, "You got all kinds."
yeah,
So he gave me a form to fill out to Lincoln. I had nothing but bad luck.
yeah.
He has burnt
They gave me this
redness
form
from being out on the
to
water
fill
without
out, send to
sunglasses.
And
He's
he said,
blind.
"You're entitled to a pension. You should have a pension. That'll count your injuries and stuff if you examine." And because I lost my hearing temporarily as a gun captain when on invasion of Taipan. But I got it back, but it hurt my eardrum, so it won't do me no good to get hearing aids. Anyway,
But Dad, tell him how you couldn't wear your cap because of the wind.
well, they probably know that. That's just when
That's
they got
okay.
in
They
Japanese
got-
water in the
Yeah,
Navy.
go probably.
You probably know, all you fellas, you could wear caps or hats because if you wore a cap and you know the wind of the storm, it'd blow off.
Yeah.
So you couldn't wear them because you lost them. The submarines come along and find out you're in their area, water. So
Yeah.
that's why you weren't allowed any caps during the invasions or in the far South Pacific.
But eventually
They
the VA
blow
guys
off,
up
you know.
here really did
And
help him.
the submarine come along and see the
Yeah.
When
cap,
did all
they
that
know he was in their area. But
10
that's
years.
why you
Yeah,
couldn't
it took a
wear
little
caps
No, when Mom, it was when Mom passed
or
away.
hats. So